We try to navigate what it means to be happy on this plane of existence.
All right, I'm done interacting with you for a second time because I feel like you bring nothing to the table.
Neither
and if
do
they
you
want to let
sitting
you
over
just
here.
sit here and rant, that's fine.
Neither do you sitting over here telling people to take something for all they know they could have a fucking chemical reaction or allergic reaction to and cause them to die. And the next thing you know, you cause someone to die. But then again, I don't give medical advice on panels.
What up, Primals? We're here with none other than the best bushman, the Hudson.
Try to destroy it. New York always has a heart. It's not like California, you know, some aspects where we used to be beautiful.
A wise and enigmatic leader embarks on a quest to awaken humanity and overthrow the machines. Along the way, they encounter various allies and adversaries, including Agent Smith, a sentient program tasked with maintaining the Matrix, who becomes Neo's primary enemy.
Well, he can tell every single one of those people that are giving him a hard time to go F themselves, and he no longer has to be friends with any of them. Guys, situations like this, and this is a very ugly one, really show you who's on your team. And if people are on your side, and people get caught up with the whole drama and emotion and things like this, and turn on you, don't give them the time of day.
First grade. First grade? I'm second. You're second grade? What's 100? What's 1,000? What's 1,167 plus 3? Oh, 600,003. Good job. How? There's someone.
The most interesting part is when you put yourself out there first, because you don't know how it's gonna take. Because even though she has a boyfriend,
someday I hope a vet puts his fist in your face.
I bet you do. You seem like a very violent and angry and bitter old man. I believe it. How did you get that way?
How did you become a valor thief?
Like I said, God made me that way.
God made you a valor thief?
Mm-hmm.
That seems unlikely.
One of those confused men. I was very good-hearted, good-natured. I tried so hard to be good in this world. But because of my confusion, I end up creating a lot of problems for myself, a lot of self-sabotage. You know, as much as I claimed to love others, I didn't take care of myself. And so for those who did have care for me, I was selfish. I didn't think about that. All of us alive today, men, women, children, old and young, we're all humans trying to figure out this world and what it's for, where our place is.
Just make up claims and see what sticks. Just throw it at the wall.
This music is way too peaceful for what's going on. So
Hey,
we're gonna,
you know
we're gonna
you live
bump
in
it
that
up a little
room.
bit.
Don't cry.
There we go.
Right,
There we go.
crying.
We're gonna get some tense music. Here we go. Is that better? Hold on. Ready? Go ahead.
We need some war music.
Is this pretty good? There's some detective music because we're trying to find out why everyone's so butthurt at the moment.
All right, and thank you, Intel Wild, for the $5 super chat.
Let's peel this onion back. We've got a picture of a lion in black and white with an ambiance of some kind of pink with a little plant in the corner.
And you have an avatar, so I'm assuming you have no background, right?
Who did your interior decorating? Was it you? Humans don't set up their background like this. Explain this shit.
He's in the pod eating the bugs. He's in VR world.
It must have been an alien.
Well, for the
Are you trying to put on the persona of a human?
Hold on 1 second, Rand.
When you smoke pot, you go to 7-Eleven, I get some munchies, I get some Skittles, I get something to drink, because I got the munchies! I've been smoking dope, I got the munchies!
My collection of rare, incurable diseases violated! No!
Es negro, mi hijo es negro, negro.
There's no more fishing for souls for the moon matrix because it was dismantled and they rely on Saturn. And the relay from Saturn was dismantled. Supposedly, there's supposed to be some moon matrix theory where the moon, it's this planet Saturn, and the Earth from a triangle of a soul trap that keeps souls from leaving this Earth in order to explore. Okay. Spiritual world.
You have choices. You don't know this, but you have choices.
Pranamyam shirasa devam gauri putram vinayakam.
No, well, I mean, I am single, yes.
Do you think we're attractive? Sexually attractive?
Let me see. Hold on.
Ruby, show off the goods.
I know. Wait, it's.
Do we make your dick hard?
Do you see this? Wait, can you see
Good
that?
question. Hold on.
There's like, do you see the contrast of my tit line? Can you see it? Like the contrast of my outline of my tit?
I like that. I'm not gonna lie. I like
Trying to give the living reality of the self a constant amount of daily attention is like trying to live simultaneously on two levels or in two different worlds. One gives one's mind, as before, to outer duties, but at the same time one remains alert for hints and signs, both in dreams and in external events, that the self uses to symbolize its intentions, the direction in which the life stream is moving. Thus, in the midst of ordinary outer life, one is suddenly caught up in an exciting inner adventure, and because it is unique for each individual, it cannot be copied or stolen. There are two main reasons why man loses contact with the regulating center of his soul. One of them is that some single instinctive drive or emotional image can carry him into a one-sidedness that makes him lose his balance. This also happens to animals. For example, a sexually excited stag will completely forget hunger and security.
Why the fuck do people keep doing this shit to us?
I mean, because your costume's good. What you talking about?
Why not?
Why not? Yeah. Look at you, devil. Look at you, devil. Yeah, I like it. You really? You already there. Are you Scorpio?
Hey, this is the picture.
What's your birthday? Oh, shit. That makes sense. I'm Scorpio. My birthday's next week.
Wow, we go good together.
Yeah, for real. Devil? Angel? My name's Gabriel, like the angel.
Oh.
What's your name?
Vanessa.
Oh, you look just like Vanessa. The right. Can I get your number? Maybe talk about this one.
This one-sidedness and consequent loss of balance are much dreaded by primitives who call it loss of soul.
Doing something like this, like it's called action without intelligence. Let me say it again. It's called action without understanding. It's called action for the sake of creating a horror in the mind, a noise, a vibration, so that you don't have to hear, you don't have to see what you don't want to see about yourself. Comment from Oh man, Ninja, you watching Crypto Tank. Probably gonna buy the dip. Bitcoin halving event. Yeah, it's supposed to be go up by 2030s to $1 billion, allegedly. That's what I'm saying. Money is great. Money, sex. Oh, do you want peace of mind? But I understand the money part. And until you get this money, or while you get this money, peace of mind looks pretty good to me.
रांची के स्ट्रीट से हाथों में भीड़ है हेडफोन में बीट बजे कागज में गीत लिखे black nigger I'm a black nigger.
Sarah, can I tell you a secret from my life?
Mm-hmm.
My mom was a specialist in giving IVs to premature drug babies.
Oh my gosh.
in the inner city.
That would.
So she was a specialist in that kind of care, but one time she was infected with HIV, possibly.
Oh
I'd
my
never heard of
god.
this. Yeah, the needle can, when you're working. Do it thanks to anabolic steroids and
No, they're
Who's
not
talking?
the same thing got last
little
time.
background
I'm gonna go ahead and mute her. That sounds like it could be personal or something. I'm sorry, Odyssey. What was the question?
yeah, thanks to anabolic steroids and powerlifting and some rugby, I can pull out a giant vein for those ladies to take my blood. So I know a lot of people like you who it's super hard to put an IV in or anything.
It's just like, look, if you're on an entertainment network, you should be entertaining if you want to grow. But what happens is, here's the truth. The truth is that most people refuse to put in any work, and most people refuse in any way to try to embrace the entertainment portions of their personality that people gravitate towards. And since they refuse to do that, they don't grow. And because they don't grow, they get upset at people who do, and they try to look for excuses to knock themselves accountable for why it is that they suck. Oh, I suck. I only have 5 people watching me. But that's because this other nefarious force is trying to keep me down. It's because this other evil, malevolent, force is suppressing me somehow. You know what I mean? That's the cope. That's the cope. And it just kind of cracks me up because it's like you don't have to do that. You can just have a fun stream that people like to watch. And I don't know, we can't do that. That would, I mean, well, how would people take me seriously then? And it's like, okay, whatever, dude. It's such a self-defeating mindset that it's kind of laughable to me.
It's like the victim mindset.
It is exactly a victim mindset.
Yeah, that's what it reduces to. Yeah.
Stop eating when the sun is setting. When you chew until it becomes a liquid. Your digestive system cannot digest chunks of food. The sun powers your digestive system and your body. When you eat something when the sun is not present, this is going to cause issues with your digestive system. Stop mixing foods. Mixing animal flesh with potato and bread will cause the food to solidify within your body, leading to constipation and the birth of parasites. Acne is undigested food coming through your skin. Your body's elimination methods are all blocked, so it finds a way out through the skin. Your cells are electric. Your brain produces electricity. It's made out of copper and carbon. And you are electromagnetic. The human body runs off electricity. It is an electrical machine. You need electric food grown under the electric sun. The sun is electric. The earth is magnetic. You are the conductor of the sun and the earth. You are electromagnetic. The sun is food for your body. It charges your cells electrically. There's a reason why veganism rearranged is saving me, and slaughter has the word laughter in it. You're a herbivore, that's why your jaws swing sideways when you eat. And you do not have canines to rip open flesh. Your hands are made to pick things, not rip things open with claws. All of these ancient legends were all vegan. Eating meat is a form of witchcraft. You are eating adrenochrome.
Hug me, baby, hug me. Streets is a lady. Marketing both strive to control your attention and awareness. You hold the ultimate power. By staying conscious of these influences and actively choosing where to focus your mind, you can navigate through the noise and find peace, success, and happiness on your own terms.
So, man.
With regards to like approaching more women, I sort of have like, women do like find me attractive due to my height, but like, I have a problems like capitalizing on that attraction that I get from women.
It's because of your voice, man. You're the most like feminine voice I've ever heard. Like, what the fuck is that?
Gotta
Right,
get some,
that's
gotta get some
fair.
bass in your voice, huh?
Yeah, we
I'm
can't
going
be
up to
like
this fuck
Jake.
this
I mean,
good.
Jake be going off like he don't give a fuck. He'll just say what the fuck's on his mind. He don't give a fuck. But he knows, he understands what he has to do. I mean, to the point where someone in the chat, what was it? Jaws Maxer actually gave him a reference to a doctor who actually does this operation, which is invasive and very simple. Well,
Yo,
you know,
yo,
supposed to
Bron,
be quick.
can you help me out with it? With this,
Yeah.
telling this Talik or Tariff? Can you help me finish this? Hey, Tariff, say it with your chest, little ass.
Say with your chest.
With my chest.
I know you see that Kevin Hart special.
Word. I did see that shit. But like, yo, Tarif, like, try to talk with some fucking bass in your voice, bro. Like, practice that
You
shit
see, you
right
can't
here.
say
fam.
that. You can't say that until you know. There's
what?
You can't. I mean, dude, this goes back to the whole dog days where the motherfucker saying he can act and all this shit. It's either who you are or who you aren't. And that's not something you're gonna be putting up with all day, every day. Anyone can see through that, especially
around.
women. If you act in, you try to do the deep bass voice and all that, it's gonna come out either way. So
I mean,
if he does the surgery thing, that could be a possibility. I'm not for surgery. He could possibly take some voice lessons or some shit. But let's not knock on that. He's here. This is the black pill. We can't be making fun of people.
And bitch, you a fake Muslim. You suck mad dick. You're not holy. You suck mad dick. You're a thought. You're not. Get the.
There's someone special I want to look good for. Me.
It's my turn to see what I can see. I hope you'll understand. This time's just for me.
Looking good makes me feel good, so I use oil of Olay. It's so sheer and greaseless, it sinks right in for a softer, younger look.
Oil of Olay, beauty fluid or luxurious cream to help keep you looking younger too.
Fly up town when I'm feeling down. I want a new retail therapy. I've been with the gang all week. I need some female energy. Time to catch my breath. We got a few hits to get through.
Is this a red pill setting?
Come on.
Are you fucking retarded?
There,
I'm sorry, what?
There was an option.
Bro,
there.
you
Anyways.
dropped the prop.
They say he's gonna die now, bro. That's a thing, man. The guy just probably wants to clean up his neighborhood. He doesn't want any much drama. But I mean, come on, bro. You already live in Chicago. Maybe he's new to the South Side.
Your ass gonna die, bitch ass nigga.
See that award? Y'all just talking. He really out here doing this shit. On my mama.
Over the diving board and sprung up. Oh, yeah, you know, go push up and you, girl. Man, shit.
Eliminated all options.
What did I see? What did I see?
Allow your body to do. So
She looks like a psychopath, kind of. I mean, not bad for an older woman. For an older woman. But look at her eyes. A lot of these new agers that are online, these magician gurus, are looks like there's nothing home behind the eyes. Probably a vegan too with those dark circles.
So try astral projection tonight. Lie down and close.
Damn, that loud ass binary beat trying to put you in a trance with her slow way of talking as well, like NPR.
Line is you're now a grifter. Okay, so that's mode one. It's a huge failing mode. And then mode two is I won't be taken seriously if I also entertain you. So that's the second mode, right? So I'm a very serious person, and I take these issues seriously. And it's like, good, I take these issues seriously too. But why does that mean that I have to be fucking boring as watching paint dry in order to get you to listen to my takes on these positions? In fact, the opposite is true, right? If I want to get you to listen to me, I want to capture your attention and keep it, right? That's the goal.
Yeah.
So people fall under these two modes all the time, right? To make money is to grift, and to be entertaining is to not be serious.
Yeah, no.
And so what ends up happening is they're inside of a field where they're trying to get people eyeballs on them. That's what they're trying to do. I'm trying to get you to put your eyeballs on me so that you will then listen to what I'm saying. That's what they're attempting to do. Well, how do you plan on doing it? By talking like this into a camera and hoping that you just will like it. That's that's 90% of people's plan. No, it's 99% of people's plan.
Clear eyes are
I'm gonna
awesome.
turn on the camera, and and I'm gonna talk into it like this.
Wow.
Are you? And people go, what the fuck, dude? People go, what the fuck is this boring shit?
My name's Ben. Ben, what's going on, man? I'm dancing at Shambhala. This is my first year at Shambhala. Buddy, what do you think so far? I think it's blowing my mind. I've done so many drugs and I love it. It's really good. I love it. Dude, what was the order of drugs that you did? A lot of mushrooms, MDMA, bunch of coke. It started with coke and then more mushrooms. I've just been sending it on the mushrooms ever since because I fucking love mushrooms.
It's interesting. You started on the blow, then you missioned to the mushies.
Well, like the blow was to get through the car ride, but like once I got the car ride over, I started going to mushrooms and then I did a little bit more blow and a little, you keep it going with the blow and then mushroom.
Buddy, tell me about the car ride. What was that like?
Car ride, I was with my friend Natalie and she likes coke a lot. She rips blow and she drives, yeah.
Buddy, how long was the drive?
8 hours and then we only spent about an hour in line because we got here super early and we're smart, so.
Do you have a job?
I'm a farmer, organic farmer. And,
what do you farm, bro?
Lettuce and pickling cucumbers. If you want to buy pickling cucumbers, hit us up at farmerdie.com.
Pokemon,
you suck, enemies!
Everything's okay, officer. I'm doing fine.
It goes on and on and on. Remind me of everything tonight. Yes, I'm in the zone. I get repeating, dreaming about the things that we could be. You already know.
Knowledge is a project that is still in the making here. You know what I mean? See when Umar radiallahu anhum walked up to the Library of Alexandria, it had already been burned by the so-called Western people. You know, their own they burned their own library under Caesar. You know, so Caesar had already burned down most of it. So to say that Muslims were, apprehensive about the knowledge of the world, and they didn't seek to gain that knowledge through their very own methodology, would be extremely kind of inept view of the historical development of knowledge in the world. But one of the ways that Omar radiallahu anhum looked at it is that he said that whatever is within this library, that agrees with the Quran, is superfluous to our own knowledge, and whatever whatever is not contained in the Quran is something that is insignificant when compared with the knowledge in the Quran. So it's something that is unnecessary for us to learn. So he said it's either superfluous or unnecessary, the knowledge contained in this library, and therefore it's not a crime to burn it. so it's a very interesting argument that he used.
If you ever plan on being an extra in a film or a TV show, you gotta watch this. Check out the guy in the green leather jacket. Now, it's awful tempting to do something to stand out, but if you're too distracting, the ADs can remove you from set. So it's best not to be extra when you're an extra.
In our modern times, spitting facts about like social interactions and social dynamics. That shit was crazy, bro. I was like, what the fuck?
Right.
Yeah, surrogate activities?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me, bro? That like was a great template for me, and I've been like rotating and meditating on that like all week and shit. Can you break that down? and surrogate activities and how it relates to what we're trying, how it relates to trying to
Oh
navigate
yeah,
this world. Yeah.
yeah.
Thank
One
you,
could
sir.
actually relate it to the occult,
Hmm.
understanding and about focus and to Taoism, in
Yeah.
regards to focusing on the task and not the goal, right?
Right.
And that's where technique sort of obfuscates means towards a specified end, right? And you have to think that the more capable a technique is, the more effectively it's going to conceal its means towards a specified end, right?
A week ago, shit. Look at that. Never seen this plane. Well, I haven't seen it in a couple years. Used to see them all the time in America with the afterburner condensation. Then I look up at this, and then I look at these clouds. We normally don't get these clouds in Taiwan. Look at this weird looking clouds. That is not normal for what I normally see when I look up in the sky here. It reminds me of my days back in Foster City on the lagoon, looking up at the sky after seeing multiple planes like I just showed you shooting out that. Getting your purpose, and how does the tech the technology that we use every day, how does that relate to finding our purpose? Because finding our purpose is my purpose is something that's the only game in town.
I get high. I don't know what the big deal about getting high.
For example, if you want to make a product, right, how you can make it better is that you become more efficient in making the product, right?
Right.
Now, pretty soon, making a good product doesn't become as important as the goal of efficiency. The means becomes the goal.
Mm.
It's like
Right.
you got tricked,
Right.
you got swindled, and that's why I say technology itself is a swindle. This is how
Right.
it mentally tricks you.
And all forms of technology too, because it's not just you mentioned this in one of your previous broadcasts about how maybe I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but like how language is a
Matrix is the womb. We're born into the matrix or whatever. The autonomic nervous system, they figured out they could reset the belief system because you are imprinted through a belief system wherever you're born or whatever religion you're in. And that's being activated to make you scared right now.
Hello and welcome to my website, We Thought That They Were White. My name is Dontel Jackson, and like many African Americans, I was brought up in a culture deeply infused with propaganda designed to lay the blame for all of the black race's ills on the white man. It was not until I began looking into the actual histories of blacks, whites, and other races in America that I became to realize that many of, not most of, the resentment that African Americans harbor regarding our long history of abuse and exploitation has been intentionally misdirected by those who are most responsible for it to shift the blame away from themselves as a people onto the white race, who they regard as their enemies. The reality is that the white race had little to do with the slave trade that took our ancestors away from Africa and sold them into bondage into the New World. That crime was committed not by white Europeans, but by Jews who were engaged in transatlantic commerce between the Old World and the Americas, where they hoped to establish
the deception, or as it says that Allah is truth manifest. I think Satan is basically lying or deception. So basically,
Satan is the ability to create a false reality. In other words, organization is hell. Because the truth does not need lies, but the lie actually needs the truth, in order to function. Because non-existence, is untruth. As Parmenides said, the impossible is nothing. And if the possible is actual, the possible, T.S. Eliot once said, he said, possibilities only exist in a world of speculations. You know what I mean? Right. And these are the thoughts of the thoughts, right? The imagination of the thoughts that captivate our present reality. They cause us to be deceived, right? And this imagination of the thoughts, this is where Satan creeps in. As I say, the devil is in the details.
And God is saying this right now. If you choose to stand and speak out, or even in your heart to say, I will go along with the Republican Party because I must hold my nose and vote in order to get in God's man, God is saying, you wait and you watch, and my wrath will come upon you in your life, and my wrath will come upon this nation. And those that did not compromise will rise to the surface, and they will be part of the rebuilding of this nation, but you will not be a part of rebuilding this nation. You have a choice, oh church, oh body of Christ. We have a choice right now to make a decision, to choose to stand on the side of God and to say, what is it for God to save by many or by few? We do not need the evil to come into our party. We do not need to compromise and allow them to come. We do not need their votes, because God took down an entire army with Gideon with 300. He started out with 30,000, and then it got reduced again, and then it got reduced again. And I'm telling you that God is going to save America by a remnant. He is not going to save America by the many that are choosing to compromise and say, I don't care about the sanctity of life in a mother's womb. I don't really believe that that is a life. I don't really believe that babies feel pain when they are ripped from a mother's womb, limb by limb. And I am okay with that. And I'm okay at compromising at the most grotesque child sacrificing that this nation has ever seen and ever done, that the world has ever seen. In the Bible, they talked about sending children to pass through the fire. And this is worse, God says. Abortion is worse.
One of every 3 marriages in this country, black or white, ends in a divorce in 18 months. Now, you see, it used to be if you got divorced, something was wrong with you. But when you have a stat this high, something must be going on in society. I now want to explain what that is. When America believed in agriculture, America believed in extended family. When America believed in the factory, industrialism, America believed in the nuclear family. But now that America believes in the computer, now America believes in a single-parent family. Make sure you see my analysis. When the economy changed, the family structure changed. There was more than love in these relationships. There was some money involved here. Our grandparents worked the fields together, had economic reason to stay together, and so they did. In the factory, man works in the factory, woman takes care of children. Economic reason again to stay together. But in this new economy, where you now have women working just as much, if not more, than men, you now hear women telling men, I don't need you, got my own job. Do what I want to do when I want to do it. And we are now doing it very well and by ourselves. You know the #1 song in America a couple years ago, ain't nothing going on but the rent. If you want to be with me, you got to have a J-O-B. It's all about money. All about money. When the economy changed, the family structure changed. And so now we have a lot of people making plenty of money and lonely.
Well, you spoke several times before about ideological subversion. That is a phrase that I'm afraid some Americans don't fully understand. When the Soviets used the phrase ideological subversion, what do they mean by it?
Ideological subversion is the process which is legitimate, overt, and open. You can see it with your own eyes. All you have to do.
Fuck it, let's come up. What up?
Yo, what's good?
What
Book
on?
of Gabriel, the god, the king of Taiwan.
Absolutely. Thanks, King.
Yeah.
The king of motivation and finance and all things in between and beyond. What's up?
Yes.
What's up with Nueva York? How's it going over there?
You know, the typical bullshit of the woke libtards trying to invade, but they don't understand the power of the Balkan King, and we say fuck you to all the woke libtards and all the woke zombies and all the trash that they're trying to implement. But we live on with family values, conservative values. We do anything for our family and our rule, and also bend our reality. You know.
Yeah, because that's a luxury. It's we're talking about psychedelic, more foggy.
Josie's got all the connections.
You gotta go to a post office. You go to a post office, take a picture.
No, my
fill out the
immigration lawyer's got she's got the links. No, so seriously, I saw her do it, and the passport arrived in the mail like a week and a half later. I was like, damn, okay.
Okay, so Grace is very antsy. That makes me frightened.
I think she wants to get on the road.
And she wants to get on the road. You want to hit New Haven? Straightforward?
Hell yeah.
What about food and stuff? Are you okay? We just ate.
We just had some lunch.
You want some pie?
Chicken cranberry salad.
I do need gas.
And I can draw a picture of the channels, the grooves that have been created in her beingness that can be changed. And you can find that with everyone. I've done it with the men on here. I meet them and I can tell based on who they're raised by and what they've been around, the nature, nurture aspects, they've worked these grooves into their neurology that they run the water down every day. That's how lately I've been imagining, is that we create these channels in our mind, and every day we wake up and that flow of that water and that consciousness runs right down the same grooves and channels that have been worked into us. And until you create new grooves and new channels, you're going to be experiencing the same fucking outcomes over and over again with the same thematics.
Trust me. He must be dreaming. Well, if he is dreaming, then he must be asleep. But if he's asleep, then I will wake him up. Oh.
The alchemical stone, the lapis, symbolizes something that can never be lost or dissolved. Something eternal that some alchemists compared to the mystical experience of God within one's own soul. It usually takes prolonged suffering to burn away all the superfluous psychic elements concealing the stone. But some profound inner experience of the self does occur to most people at least once in a lifetime. From the psychological standpoint, a genuinely religious attitude consists of an effort to discover this unique experience and gradually to keep in tune with it.
His second question was about oral sex, and I cannot go into details, of course, but let it be known that in our religion, it is prohibited for a person to touch his private parts while urinating. It is prohibited to cleanse and purify yourself with your right hand after answering the call of nature, whether urinating or defecating. And the scholars say that this is obvious because Allah honors the right. The left hand is to be used for dirty things. So the right is honored in Islam. Now, I ask you a question. Which is more honored? Your right hand that you eat with, or your mouth that you say the Shahada with, that you recite the Quran with, that you say the name of Allah Azza wa Jal with, to be used in such filthy things that we did not learn except from the kafir. Even the dogs may not do this, the animals. So one should refrain from such filthy things.
Thank you. Violin skills are confined here. And in my view, that's a great pity.
It is relevant that a stone is itself something permanent, so that the self becomes an inner partner toward whom one's attention is continually turned. Trying to give the living reality of the self a constant amount of daily attention is like trying to live simultaneously on two levels or in two different worlds. One gives one's mind, as before, to outer duties, but at the same time one remains alert for hints and signs, both in dreams and in external events, that the self uses to symbolize its intentions, the direction in which the life stream is moving. Thus, in the midst of ordinary outer life, one is suddenly caught up in an exciting inner adventure, And because it is unique for each individual, it cannot be copied or stolen.
Digital nomad. You can be a digital
Exactly.
shaman or you're a digital nomad making bread.
Exactly. So I guess
with your
you know, it's a-
digital wife.
yeah. So I guess that's a good landing, you know, for
Yeah.
to set up the next.
That
next
is a
party.
good one. That's perfect. Yeah.
Get high. You got to get high. Anybody tells you not to get high, they lying to you. You got to get high.
Another threat to the inner balance comes from excessive daydreaming, which in a secret way usually circles around particular complexes.
The world is like...
In fact, daydreams arise just because they connect a man with his complexes. At the same time, they threaten the concentration and continuity of his consciousness.
Imagine living like I wasn't immersed in a movie star type atmosphere, movie maker atmosphere, because I was like raised with that in my field of vision all the time. I was
being a photographer that drives around trying to take pictures of celebrities, and that's your job to make money. That's all
What's that?
That's all you do is you drive around. You're like a leech. You just take pictures of people, like in certain instances, like when they're about to put spaghetti in their mouth.
Pussy out, party with your pussy out. I like it when you scream and shout that shit. I like it when your bitch.
And stuff like that. Like that's your life. Yeah. And you don't think anything is like wrong with that at all. You're like, oh, you know, gotta make a dollar. Gotta make a dollar.
Right.
You know.
This is my body, which is for you. Do this in remembrance of me. Hey, Jesus, you really pissed off those money changers at the temple, huh? Yeah. How come there's no chicks here? Could you leave, please? Hey, just doing my job, man.
enough.
Hey,
You
hey.
got your shot. Let's
don't
go.
touch me,
Come on.
man.
Come
Don't
on.
touch me.
Gotta be part of the machine. Gotta be part of the machine. Can't make another choice, man.
I like the way we make movies now. The way I make movies now. I think I have got people with maybe spaghetti in their mouth, but I would hope that I'm looking to be respectful.
You're not putting that on the National Enquirer.
Yeah. I'm not putting it in the National Enquirer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't believe it at all. Just look at what happened to Judgment Day. That shit didn't happen.
Well, I don't know. I thought Chris Farley would live, but he didn't.
Gabriel is really the angel that came to Jesus, came to Muhammad.
Yeah.
But you know, God came to Moses. God came to me.
He's blowing the trumpet, and all the people that are asleep are waking up. Yeah. That card is like so. Seems like I've been like waiting for something like that to happen, like some big event, something to come out like big out the sky where everyone's just forced to be like, what?
The hell just happened?
Yeah, like what's really going on?
People are getting tired of their subconscious crap, and they're just moving in a whole new direction, surrendering to exhaustion.
Like what's really going on?
Well, what's really going on is you have these idiots out here.
The second obstacle is exactly the opposite, and is due to an over-consolidation of ego consciousness.
You keep jacking off, this is where you're gonna end up. You're gonna end up right here, you're gonna end up right here, you're gonna end up right here, or here. You see, you keep eating your meat, you keep jacking off, this is where you're gonna end up. You're gonna end up working a 9 to 5, like everyone else. You see, you guys are so used to cheap dopamine. You feel accomplished right after you're done. You feel great, don't you? And stop lying to yourself. You know you don't feel right. You know you don't have any type of energy once you're done. See, you're so used to it. You feel good. You're addicted. You don't even realize it. Keep jacking off. That's where you're going to end up.
The dark side of the self is the most dangerous thing of all, precisely because the self is the greatest power in the psyche. It can cause people to spin megalomaniac or other delusory fantasies that catch them up and possess them. A person in this state thinks with mounting excitement that he has grasped and solved the great cosmic riddles, He therefore loses all touch with human reality. A reliable symptom of this condition is the loss of one's sense of humor and of human contacts. Thus, the emerging of the self may bring great danger to a man's conscious ego. In order to understand the symbolic indications of the unconscious, one must be careful not to get outside oneself or beside oneself, but to stay emotionally within oneself. Indeed, it is vitally important that the ego should continue to function in normal ways. Only if I remain an ordinary human being, conscious of my incompleteness, can I become receptive to the significant contents and processes of the unconscious. But how can a human being stand the tension of feeling himself at one with the whole universe, while at the same time he is only a miserable earthly human creature? If, on the one hand, I despise myself as merely a statistical cipher, my life has no meaning and is not worth living. But if, on the other hand, I feel myself to be part of something much greater, how am I to keep my feet on the ground? It is very difficult indeed to keep these inner opposites united within oneself without toppling over into one or the other extreme.
I am perfect, strong, powerful.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Now, it's weird. We were Islamophobic. Now we're anti-Semitic, dude. Just a big jump. Look at all these Muslim terrorists. Now it's like, Jews are genociding. If they can make anybody the boogeyman overnight, just like that. It's kind of what I realized, man. They can just... Ooh, I got a clip for you.
Let you go. You ain't down with that. Shut your goddamn